The question is, can this guy beat that guy? Can United beat City? Well, why don't we analyze both matches they played, both teams so far this season, and draw a conclusion by the end of this video? Now, let us see in the first match. In the first match, Ten Hag made a massive mistake. His mistake was he tried to match City. So naive. He tried to close them down, and his defense were a bit worried, so they were sitting back, left too much space for City to explore and punish. But in his defense, Ten Hag, that was his first derby, and he was still learning Premiership, and it was, I think, his first 5-6 matches. But he changed his style. A month later, was he learned and he knew City and how they play. You can see the formations almost the same, but he only added Fred and only added as well Martial to add some pace at the side and move Fernandes to the right. You can see here a comparison, almost the same formation, but how he used the formation is different. First of all, as we said, we added Fred in the second match, so he put more midfielders, and you can straight away see it now on the average positioning that United in the first match and the right side, you can see in the top they have like 5 players. On the City side, in the second match you can see dropped 3 players on. City in difference, there were 6 players in the United have. In the second match there were 8. That's mean United were sitting back and attracting City players towards them, creating more space for them to counter. Another changes you can see in United, the one in the bottom right, you can see there is like a line of train, and that was United players compacted in average in that area. They make it difficult for City to pass through and make them play the way they like. Now let us see the impact in terms of heat map, because that can explore it much more clearly, the difference. You can see in the top, on the right side, United, much more spread. And suddenly in the second match below, you can see how they are compacted in the back. And that, what happened is City, the spread is the same, but they have more red lines on the left side below. Because in the second match, they couldn't break that big rock in the middle. So what they done is try to pass the ball around, and that's why you see lots of red heat area on that area, but nothing in dangerous position. And they have to push much more forward, and it's clearly visible in this heat. Now let us look to the style of each team and how they're going to approach the match tactically, based on those matches we talk about. First of all, City like to pass the ball to this area. Even players are going to position themselves to that area. All the passes here, there, is coming for that area. Then either they shoot, either they pass to that area, either they pass to the back, or either pass it to the weak again. So all the operation area, they want to target the system. Who's the key player? Is De Bruyne. De Bruyne is the key player. How? Because he can join Holland here in the attack and become 2 strikers. And Holland as well, sometimes he can drag one player here or there. And if there's compact here, what De Bruyne do is he go joining either this side, just to spread the opposition. Who's the second one? Is Gundogan. Gundogan gonna come and try to fill the space which is left by De Bruyne. Then what happened is Rodri this time, you're gonna come and try to fill that space in the middle with Stone coming back, trying to fill that his position. So basically they're gonna have 2 DM. What's gonna happen then? That will leave only Diaz as the only defense. This is because Walker and Akanji like to attack and like move forward. This made United target those 3 places on the first match, because they can be 1 against 1, and even here 1 against only Diaz here. So they're gonna have lots of 1 against 1. What United was managed to do successfully first match is they compacted the mid, because even those players, they were going to the mid before they run. So they outclassed City in the second match. But what City done, because Real Madrid did the same approach, and it paid for Real Madrid. And they controlled the game first match. And City have even worse XG than Real Madrid. And they were the better side Real Madrid. What City done the second match to demolish Real is De Bruyne was moving either to join Grealish, either moving to join Bernardo Silva. So the whole target is trying to spread United down. Then you have those two players, which is Rodri and Gundogan. They're going to try to approach and push United back and trying to close United in that area and spreading them. And even sometimes they're going to push all the fullbacks as well, trying to spread United more, because that's what they done against Real Madrid. And I think because Ten Hag going to try the same way he played last match and win, Pep Guardiola gonna change his tactic, and based on his success on Real Madrid match, I think that's he gonna overlap the width, try to spread United, and then try to kill them, or at least keep them in their half. Now, that's what happened to Real Madrid. They kept them in their half, and they were knocking the door until they scored. Now let us see how United and City gonna play the next match. City first 11 is known. He's not gonna change it. That's I'm sure of that. Those are the first best 11. The second match, United, I think their style suited Ten Hag, so I think he's going to stick the same type of players the second match. So we're going to see Casemiro playing instead of McTominay. I'm going to see Garnacho playing instead of Rashford at the left, and Rashford playing instead of Martial, who's injured. That's 90%, I'm sure, how United going to play. Because Garnacho going to add them pace. But there's a possibility you're going to replace him with Sancho. But I will go with Garnacho because he adds pace in the front, and Sancho slowed the game down, and that's what's visible in the first match. The other possibility is this one, which is Sancho and Garnacho, and he doesn't use Fred. But I think I give him 5% this. Most probably going to be this formation, in my opinion. Now, who's going to win the match? The question and the answer gonna be relying on United player and Eric Ten Hag. City gonna want to spread them. If United fall the trap like Real Madrid done, they are finished. If United stay compact like they did in the second match, they will have a chance. But it will take one mistake against this City team to lose the match. Do United have a chance? Yes. And they beat City. How much I'm certain? I think I give it 40 to 60 because I think United have mistakes on them. But if they executed the plan perfectly, they can even dominate City if they can control them. So let us see how we're going to go in the next match. And we're going to talk about it. Thanks for listening. And I'll appreciate if you can subscribe and comment just if you have any ideas.